It's sufficient. Okay. All right. So the way I'm gonna do this, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're the cat recording is okay. If you record the cadaver, that's a big no-no. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and start actually with the cardiovascular system. I'm gonna go ahead and sort of see like the structures of that system first, and test you guys on that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the digestive system last. And then I'll make sure to hit some of the respiratory stuff too, though. Let's start with what is this blood vessel right here? This blood vessel is which one? Excellent. Right. Carries what kind of blood? Deoxygenated. The blood from here is gonna head to where next?
Right atrium.
Right atrium. Right. Those are the kind of questions you want to ask yourself, right? Okay. Do you guys remember this? I think it's got disconnected, but did you guys see this blood vessel right here?
Azygos.
Azygos
Vein.
vein. Okay, I'm gonna make a big deal about you being specific with like vein, artery, because I don't know if you know exactly which one's which, right? You have to tell me specifically. Oh, you know, is it a nerve, vein, artery? Who knows, right? So make sure you guys are specifying it, or I will deduct points. You guys are warned, right? Make sure you put blank artery, blank vein, etc., blank valve. Don't just expect that I know what you're talking about. Okay. All right. Do you guys see this structure? Here is the what? Pericardium. Right? The tip here is the
Apex.
top is the
Base.
by the base we have this structure. What is this? This is the auricle. This is specifically the right auricle. Right? If I open this guy up, okay. But oh yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Notice that it's very small, but do you guys see the thickness of the muscle difference? Right? Asymmetrical. That means this chamber right here, left ventricle, while this is the right. Would you guys remember the name of the muscle? Not papillary, the thickness.
Tunica media?
It's close. Pectinate. Pectinate muscle, the size difference. So we have the pectinate muscle here, and this little thing here, right? It's really thin here. Pectinate muscles are really thick on this side, right? That's what's going to dictate, you know, which side you have, right? Left or right. Excellent. I think I went over these type of questions with you guys last time. If I point to this chamber, right, on the exam, and I ask you, okay, what chamber am I going to head to next?
The right ventricle.
Is it the right ventricle?
Right H.
Oh, if it's the ventricle. So
Left
the
atrium.
Left atrium.
My question was, because see how my pointer is at the what?
The right ventricle.
Right ventricle. This is the bottom. The right ventricle. The right ventricle. The next chamber after that, it will be the left atrium, right? Okay. So notice like the kinds of question I could ask along those lines. Okay. So kind of keep that kind of question in mind using each of the chambers. Ask yourself what valve is next, what valve did I just come from, what tube am I gonna go to next, etc., etc. Drill yourself each other those kind of questions when you guys are doing like study groups for the practical. Okay. Excellent. This blood vessel, I haven't talked about it. This is right this is the inferior vena cava, right? Also dumping into what chamber?
The right
Right atrium. Excellent. Okay, cool. Within the thoracic cavity, we have several important structures. This group almost had it, but it snipped off. Do you guys see this structure right here? It's the phrenic nerve. It's the phrenic nerve. Good job. It's the phrenic nerve. It's supposed to come all the way from the neck, all the way down to the diaphragm because it innervates the diaphragm. If I ask you about this nerve and what it innervates, you know exactly which, right? Okay. If I pin this structure and I ask you what provides the,
What's it innervate?
the phrenic nerve? Phrenic nerve innervates the diaphragm. Okay. But if I ask you what innervates the heart, what provides the parasympathetic innervation for the heart? The vagus nerve. Excellent. Vagus nerve. Excellent. All right. Cool. Those are all the nerves within this region. What else is over here?
Mediastinum.
It is the little space between. If I ask you about the space between
The cavity between.
cavity between the lungs, right? Space for the heart. What else? Okay. I'm actually gonna go back using. I'm gonna take off my gloves real quick. Do you see the big heart back there? The big heart? Can you grab me an extra pair of gloves? Extra gloves. Alright. So this will be always on the exam. Do you guys see these blood vessels on the outside of the heart that actually provides to the heart muscle itself? Coronary arteries and veins. The blue ones are the veins, right? If I pin to the specific red one, is the coronary arteries, right? Excellent. What is this tube right here? This is the. This right here is the aorta. While this right here is the pulmonary trunk. And notice by the pulmonary trunk and the aorta, we have this white.
Ductus arteriosus.
Oh, close.
Ligamentum arteriosum.
Which used to be the ductus arteriosus. Right, ductus arteriosus. Excellent. You have to know embryological structures. Okay, so if I open this guy up, do you guys remember what was the other embryologically significant structure? It used to be the foramen ovale, but now it's what? Fossa ovalis. The fossa ovalis. And where is that located? Which right atrium. So do you guys see this region right here? Do you see that? Do you guys all see that on this side? Make sure you see it. The little flat circular region right here. Right.
How do you spell that? O-V-A-L-I-S?
Fossa ovalis. Correct. It's on the right atrium. By the way, what is this hole right here?
Where the inferior vena cava?
It is the inferior vena cava. See how that enters to the right atrium? That's the other hole, inferior vena cava on this side. Excellent. Do you guys remember what this is?
Capillary muscles,
This structure right here is the
chordae tendineae,
chordae tendineae. Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh.
trabeculate carne.
Trabeculate carne. I'm all like going with you guys. Chordae tendineae. I almost, that's horrible. I have myself recording.
Okay, redo.
And we're gonna put this
This
on
right here,
YouTube.
I know. That's awesome. Do you guys see this structure? That here is the what?
Chordae tendineae.
This is the chordae tendineae. Okay, chordae tendineae. What's its function?
To
prevent
prevent a prolapse of the
Prevent backflow. Excellent. Significant structure. Huh? Missed it. But do you guys see this structure right here?
Yeah.
What is this little thing? It's a type of semilunar valve. Which specific one is it?
It's the
It's the aortic valve. Do you guys see how that is a valve leading up to the aorta? See that? It's the aortic valve. Last valve before we're heading off out of the heart. Okay. Semilunar is a type of valve. The ones exiting out from the ventricles are semilunar, and then the other ones are called what? You have semilunar valves, and the other ones are atrioventricular, and those are located where? Between the atrium and the ventricle. So those are the tricuspid and the bicuspid. They are both atrioventricular valves.
What
Okay.
is this part called again?
This white region is the what?
Ligamentum arteriosum.
Ligamentum arteriosum. Ligamentum arteriosum. Excellent. Okay. Cool. I think we're done with this, guys. All right. So let's talk about the digestive system at this time. So within the digestive system, we have an entire tube starting from the mouth, going all the way to the anus, right? Like there's a big tube called the alimentary canal. Right. The alimentary canal starts with which tube? The esophagus, right? Food goes down the esophagus first, right? And see how that's this structure right here? If we move away the trachea, right? Remember the esophagus behind it? If I pin the structure, esophagus, right? Esophagus goes all the way down, pierces through the diaphragm, boom, and it's gonna go to which structure next? The stomach. It's gonna go to the stomach next, right? Remember, in the beginning of the stomach, we had a little entrance thing, right? The cardiac sphincter, right? The cardiac sphincter, and then what exits the stomach? stomach, we have which sphincter?
Pyloric.
Pyloric sphincter, the pyloric sphincter. Right? Right. What's inside the stomach, the wrinkly structure inside the stomach? Rugae. Excellent, excellent. Cool. Right after the stomach, we have what organ first? Which duodenum? The duodenum, right? Which small intestine? The duodenum. So remember I said if I ever pin the small intestines, I would pin it closer to like the ends or smack in the middle, right? If I pin this end, this is probably the what? Duodenum. If it's smack in the middle, jejunum, right? And then towards the very end, ileum. If I could ever find it. Right. So see how this right here, do you guys sort of see this? This right here is the largest, ascending colon. This is the large intestine, and see how this right here, see how the tube is smaller? Right? That's the end of the small intestines right
That's
here.
the cellum, or what's it called? The
Cecum
is the beginning of the.
This,
Like
well,
right in between.
well, the cecum is right here, but this structure right here is the ileum. Right, ileum. If I pin this, this is the ileum, but the cecum is the little bulge that comes out, right? Bulge that comes out. Excellent, right? So DJ, ill, and then we're gonna go to the large intestines, right? The large intestines, remember it does have a huge rainbow thing, right? Right. You can see the rainbow. Right? If I pin this structure, right? Pin this structure and I ask you, okay, this structure, is it for part of the midgut, foregut, or hindgut? Is it part of the hindgut?
Midgut.
Why? What is this structure?
Ascending
Ascending. This is the ascending colon. Remember, jump is a trap, right? Ascending colon. Okay. A trap, right? Ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon. Descending colon.
Sigmoid colon.
And the sigmoid colon, remember, it's a little S shape. It was pretty deep. It's very difficult to see. More likely, you guys will see that on like the models versus the cat. Okay. And same thing with the rectum. And the anus is just an opening. So we went through the entire tube, right? Notice while we were talking about this entire tube, we actually didn't talk about the liver, pancreas, or the gallbladder. Because if you think about it, our food doesn't go through those structures, right? Right? They don't go through there. But those three organs still help us. They contribute to the digestion of our body, right? Of our food, right? So which we talked about earlier, right? The liver contributes to the digestive system how? They provide the digestive system with bile. How about the pancreas? With pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice is dumped into the ampulla of water through what tube?
Pancreatic duct.
Pancreatic duct. Right, pancreatic duct. And then the gallbladder contributes how? Stores bile. Stores extra bile and releases it whenever it needs extra bile. Okay. Cool. You guys remember the location of the pancreas? Right. This right here. Right. Carne asada.
Underneath the greater omentum.
Underneath the greater omentum. Right. With this consistency, okay, definitely that's gotta be the pancreas. This is the pancreas. You guys remember what this was?
Spleen.
Spleen. Right, excellent. Speaking of spleen, do you guys remember the blood vessels that drain to this entire region? This group did a very good job sort of cleaning out the hepatic portal vein system, right? See how this right here is the first blood vessel? That right there is the splenic vein, right? Once we pass the splenic vein and we're getting closer to the liver itself, this region right here, must be what? Hepatic portal. So if I pin this region, okay, that's the hepatic portal vein, splenic. And then the other branch right here coming down, right? The next branch would be the what?
Superior mesenteric.
Superior mesenteric. Any of these branches, right? Superior mesenteric. Okay. Excellent. And the inferior mesenteric, probably, I'm not going to pin it. Letting you guys know. On the other side, ooh, where's the first one? I think they're right here. Okay, so you guys see this blood vessel here There's one here, and there's one here, and the one all the way down here. Right, this last one is the what?
Inferior mesenteric artery.
Inferior mesenteric artery, good. And then the very first one is the
Celiac artery.
celiac artery, and then this one right here is the
Superior mesenteric artery.
superior mesenteric artery. Do you guys remember, some of you guys, I showed you guys the tug trick?
Yeah.
Right, by tugging it, you know exactly which gut responds to which system, foregut, midgut, or hindgut. Right? Okay. It's kind of cool. All right, moving on. I should talk about, since we're down here anyway, do you guys remember what this was? It's kidneys. The white tube coming out of it is the ureter, right? It contains what? Urine. Yeah, okay. I could ask you. See, because it flows through it, right? Okay. This structure here is the what?
Bladder.
It's the bladder, right? And then what sends
Urethra.
it out through to the outside? It's the urethra. Urethra. Excellent. Cool. What sits on top of the kidney? There's something that sits on top of the kidney. Adrenal glands. Excellent. Adrenal glands, right? And that we saw on the model. It's kind of hard to see on the cat. It's actually kind of difficult to find. So definitely you can check out the models for that. Okay. All right. This structure here is the trachea. When the trachea actually splits into two separate tubes, we call that the what? Bronchi, right? The bronchi. The trachea is made up of these structures that you guys can sort of see. Cartilaginous rings. And what are their functions?
Keeps the airway open.
Keeps the airway open at all times. Very important. Can you guys see the cartilages on top? The one on the very, very top is the what? Thyroid. And the one just below it is the cricoid. Definitely check out the models for those too. Okay. Do you guys remember the funnel-like passageway that connects specifically in the nasal cavity to the throat? Nasopharynx, right? Do you guys remember what are the two modes of digestion in the mouth?
Mechanical and chemical.
Mechanical how? Teeth by chewing, and chemical by how? Amylase or saliva, which is in there.
You would accept both of those or any of those?
The term that we use in KW was saliva, but if you tell me, okay, it's specifically the amylase, I will give you credit for both. Okay. You're just being more specific, which is excellent. All right, what else can I ask you guys? The universal blood donor type is the what? Oh, universal blood recipient is the AB. Excellent. What else? I think. Let's see if I could bring out any models. I'm gonna see if I could. Oh, that one I already used on the cat. Do you see the respiratory model on the bottom? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So there's a particularly hard question that I could think of that I asked before that always trips up students. I just sort of want to give you guys a heads up, right? You guys see this blood vessels, the ones inside the lungs? Related to the lungs must be what blood vessel here? Pulmonary. Artery. Is it artery? No. Vein. See how that was super tricky? Because remember the whole thing with like the pulmonary arteries and veins are the only exception, right? Anything red means oxygenated, right? And pulmonary veins actually carry oxygenated blood, right? So this right here is actually the pulmonary vein, while the blue right here is the pulmonary one. Super tricky, right? You have to really, oh yeah. Pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery. All right, excellent. Again, what was this right here?
Cricoid.
Oh, this is sort of tricky. What is this blood vessel right here? It's actually part of the superior vena cava. Because can you give me that heart right there? My big heart. Do you see how this right here corresponds to this right here? Do you guys see the 1, 2, 3 and the 1, 2, 3? Right? Superior vena cava, that's this first one right here. This first three. the middle one is the aorta, part of the aorta, and then the last one is the what? Pulmonary trunk. Pulmonary trunk. I'm good. What else can I ask you guys? Can you bring me the do you see the baby model? This one works. Little baby. This structure right here was the what? You guys remember? It's from the first week. And this right here is the fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. The fallopian tube kind of looks different from the. Do you see the other one? The little baby one. Okay. So this is, I think this is the first month and this is the 5th month. And then if you look at it, see how it sort of changes shape just a little bit, but integrity is still the same. So this right here versus this, they're both the fallopian tubes, right? The site of egg production happens here, and that's where? Right here is the ovary, this yellow thing right here. And then you can see the ovaries sort of here as well. Ovaries, fallopian tube, and where the baby is housed.
Uterus.
Right? That's the uterus. Right. Excellent. Cool. I think that's it for now. That's it for now. Alright. I think we went through most of what I wanted to cover. Alright. Excellent. Alright. So, next week, we're gonna be meeting here